I think we've been choosing lenses incorrectly. Not just for the shoot, I mean like purchasing them. Because the advice we're given, although is correct, is only relevant to a very small subset of photographers. Let's dive into it. Here's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how I bought my lenses originally. Not how I bought them. Obviously, I went to a shop with a card and went cha-ching, ouch. But here's what happened. I went, ooh, I need a camera and a lens. We'll get a lens, we'll get a 24 to 70. That's a good range of focal lengths. It covers most things, unless it's not normal. And basically bang in the middle. But it covers most things. You get your 24 to 70 and you go, I need some bokeh in my life. We'll get the nifty 50. And I'm sure this is starting to sound familiar at this point. So you get the nifty 50, you got your 50 1.8, 1.4, 1.2, f0.97 if you're feeling a bit flush. You got your bokeh and you got your 24 to 70. You haven't really got much variation. So you need a wide lens because you've got to get the wide shots as well. So you're going to get the 16 to 35 2.8. You got your wide lens, you're going to want something a bit telly. So you get your 70 to 200. But then you've only got the 50 prime, you probably want a 24 prime and an 85, or maybe a 35 and a 130. Maybe 100mm macro, because you want to be covered for bases. You've got to be ready for it when it happens. You need, well, like, what if I need a wide shot? I need a wide lens. Maybe I need a telephoto. So I'm sat there, I'm working, I've got a 1635, I've got a 2470, and then I got my 70 to 200. I then bought my primes, I ended up with a 20, a 24, a 28, a 35, a 50, an 85, 100, and 135. I'm covered. I've got the lenses, I'm good to go. And that would be really useful as a professional photographer if my job description was go and photograph something random today in an environment you've never been in before. That ain't happening very often. It really isn't. I shot weddings back in the day. Do you know what I shot weddings on? Predominantly a 35 on one body and 85 on the other. Yes, we banged out the 1635 and the 70 to 200 for two very specific parts, but still a very small subsect of the lenses I owned. I did headshots, 85. 85 all day long. Got a lot of lenses that could do a headshot, I used the 85. Why did I buy all these lenses? And here's the interesting thing. I didn't realise how stupid this method was, or even what this method was, until this week. So I'm sat there, you listen to these videos, because, well, you know, you buy your lens like this, you get your standard one first, then if you're more telly, you get your telly next. If you like landscape, you get your wide landscape. How many famous photographers shoot landscapes on a wide lens? How many famous portrait photographers use an 85? Now, I've done some digging because I'm a nerd. Do you know where this information comes from? Lens companies. Not photographers. You start delving into what professional photographers use lens-wise, you start to realise they have a very similar setup to me. Let me grab you mine. Can't get me with the lens. This here, this is my lens. If I'm shooting something, 90% of the time, it's this lens. This is a 90mm lens for a medium format camera. It's kind of like a 50mm, 55 maybe. I shoot everything on this, everything. And then I have a wide lens for the rare occasions when I want distortion. Not to see more, I can always move backwards, but I want distortion. Now you're going, yeah, Scott, you shoot in a studio. That's not the same thing. Towards the end of my previous life as a photographer, when I didn't shoot in a studio ever, I shot everything on a 35 and an 85, and most of it was shot on a 35. Because when you're not in a studio, you probably want to see the background a little bit. So that's what I did. I had loads of lenses. Thankfully, I've sold almost all of them now. But this today, this is my lens. Having gone through the rigmarole, the time wasted researching how all these lenses perform and all that good stuff, I came to the conclusion that this lens does it, 90mm, and sometimes I'm shooting on my 65mm because I want to distort the item and get close. They're my choices. Do I want no distortion or yes distortion? Imagine there's a lens in this hand. That's it. That is my entire thought process. I could buy a 110, which is a bit more telly than this. Not really going to make any difference. I could buy a 50, which is a bit wider than my 60. Doesn't really matter. What if I get booked to do a shot that I can't capture in this here? Well, then I use my 65, it's a bit wider. I need two lenses, which gets me back to thinking throughout my career when I owned, I think I probably owned about 10 lenses at one point. Let's go to wedding photography. I'd do that with 4 lenses. Really good job. 35, 85 primes, and then the zooms when I needed them. 16-35, 70-200. That's what I'd go for. Really, I could probably do it on the 35 and the 85. That'd be it. That'd be my preference. I hate zoom lenses. They're cumbersome, they're heavy. Yeah, 2 lenses. I shot a lot of stuff on 2 lenses. I shot a lot of stuff just on a 35. When I did documentary work, I went out with that 35 all day long, just that lens. My portrait days, 35, 85. That'd cover me, environmental or tight. That's all I'm looking at really, isn't it? Yeah, there's variance within there, but unless you're comparing them, does it matter? I mean, the 35, 85 view could be 28, 50. It's just your preference. You choose the lens, you use it. What else have I done over the years? Event work. Probably a 16-35 and a 50-1.4. That'd do me. I had more lenses, I took more lenses. And what it's made me realise is, when I'm choosing lenses, I'm not deciding, I'm not going out there to do a job of something every day, of something different in a different... Jobs are pretty similar once you're working as a pro or as an artist. You have a look to your work. I just go, do I want distortion? Yes, 65. No, 90. 65 is wide on a medium format camera, by the way. It's like a 35. Back in the day, do I want to see the environment or distortion or not? 35, 85. I don't think lens choice is as complicated as the brands want us to think it is. I don't think you need as many variations as people think you actually need. My entire career, throughout most of it, has been 2 lenses or 2 focal lengths. It's either yes distortion or no distortion. For sure, you could play around with the perfect bit, but whether I use a 35 or a 28, I don't think defines my work as much as whether I choose distortion or not. I think that's what really matters. It's the choice. Is it wide or is it not? Is it distorted? Is it not? Now, of course, somebody will go, yeah, but I've got to go and shoot this event and they want a picture of this building here and I've got to zoom out because I literally can't walk. Yeah, sure. That's the thing. That happens. That's when a zoom lens comes in handy. But how often are you doing that? How often are you going, I might need any possible focal length? And also, here's the thing which really bothers me about this whole idea. Do you really think in a pinch you can choose the right focal length when you've got infinite? It's what zooms bug me. I've got 16 all the way through to 35. I've only got to choose between 2 options. I've got a lot of options in there. There's a lot of different focal lengths in there to choose from. How do I know which one's right? You look at 4 different options in there and they all look good. Which one's the right one? By removing all this choice, you have more time for your creativity, more time for your subject matter, and that's what really makes a good image. I think we've been lied to. I think we've basically been part of a marketing ploy, because I can't think of a time in my career where the 2 lens system of tele distorting didn't work. Let me know in the comments below what you think. I'd love to know. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.